Good YouTubing, everybody. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the channel. We really do appreciate it. And as always, we'd like to thank our viewers, subscribers, and our members, because without you, we're not us. So let's take a look at Marvel Legends series, Marvel Studios, X-Men 97, Marvel Sentinel. This is available now for order, and all the links are down in the basement if you want to purchase. Guys, let me know something in the comments. Were you okay with the price of being $179 plus shipping? And what do you think about the price now? That's $219 plus shipping. Let me know your thoughts. But right now, let's roll them off the stand and let's get started. Okay, so let's take a look at the appearance. Well, for me, looking at the figure itself, I don't think it looks too much off versus the animated series. I wouldn't say it's exactly spot on, especially the coloring, the purple, but I think it looks really good, especially in size. But for me, at $179, the beginning price, I still thought that was really steep, but now it's raised to $219 plus shipping. That's insane. I don't think it's worth either of those prices. But let's take a look at it. So the color scheme looks really good. Of course, you're gonna have that burgundy color where his arms are, the legs, and of course the head itself. And if you look at the eyes, yes, they're supposed to glow and they are burgundy as well. If you look at his around his eyes, that's all black and it's sculpted as well. His face is sculpted, and you have the cheek bones. Actually, I wouldn't say bones, it's a robot. But those are supposed to be cheekbones, and they are black as well. And the inside of his mouth, which usually has all that wiring, looks like a ladder's in his mouth, right? So let's take a look at it up close. You see what I'm saying here. Look at his eyes. They're real beady, and they're red. And it's the same beadiness on his helmet there. If you look at it, see it? There you go. So what I said was cheekbones. You see that? That's black paint. And then you have black around the eyes there, right? And there goes that ladder in his mouth behind more black paint. And then you have an outlining of black on the helmet. Of course, the helmet itself. You turn it around, you do have, I don't know, it's a regular grooves there. You do have like a little bit of coloring in there. More like some black washes in there. A little bit, maybe. Okay, but you see the neck, it's all black itself. Looking at the back, it does have that lining, and it does have this plastic there, the purple. It's a different color purple than this. It's off purple, and then you have the regular purple here. Of course, black's here, and then you have the grooved collar, right? And then you have a second collar that's not grooved. And there's the reactor there. Yep, that's brush paint with red, and then you have blue as well, right? Okay, and of course, in the middle here, this is not ABS, this is PVC plastic, so they did have this as real smooth, and then they put a little bit of paint here to give that belt look. And you know, the purple vest and the diaper. And you look at the gauntlets, pretty basic. You see that has the grooves, no wash. And there's your hands. And of course, the regular biceps and arms, right? Shoulders. See that? Of course, the legs, pretty basic there as well. I do like the hands. I can't wait to get in the articulation with that. And he's quite heavy. Not too heavy for the size, but he's got a little weight to him. And there's his armor on his shin, which are the boots, and there his shoes there, his boots, shoes, whatnot. There they go. Not bad. So it's pretty basic. When you look at this character, all you have to do is look at the small Sentinel that they came out with, which is this one. I mean, it's the same concept. If you look at them, they look pretty much identical. Look at the shoes, the muscles, the legs, the arms, almost, right? Pretty much the same there. Okay. All right. So you see the appearance of the figure. I think, like I said, I think it looks pretty good. Not spot on, but it's pretty close. And I do like the scale of it. And that'll do it for the appearance. Okay. So I didn't measure it. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the measurements of the box itself. So if you were to measure it from top to bottom, it's gonna be right under 27 inches, right? Okay, just wanted to show you that. Okay, for the packaging, it's pretty basic. It's just huge. It's nothing really fantastic. If it were a smaller figure, it would be that great. It's just because it's big, it might be cool, but it's not. So it's really needs to be better than what it is, especially for the price. I think that the price was under 200, and now when they got more in stock, it's well over 200. It's really crazy, but for the price, you're getting a fake figure in the bubble. This is supposed to be a window in the accessories in the figure inside, and all the accessories there inside the bubble. But this is a fake bubble with the accessories. Don't know why you wouldn't have that nice fold out window cut out or something of that nature with the figure in the bubble. That's crazy. beating for the price. So we have that. And then you have the Marvel Legends series, Aegis, Marvel Studios, X-Men 97, and Marvel Sentinel, right? So there you have it. And if you look at the side panels on this, pretty cool having the X-Men 97, and then you'll have all the characters there, right? You don't have to name them all. We know these guys. And there's your Marvel Legends series on the bottom there, right? Okay. And then on this side panel here, you do have the actual figure itself that's in the animated series. Of course, you can barely see it, but it's Marvel Studios up there, X-Men 97. And that's the figure that you see in the animated series with Marvel Legends series at the bottom, right? Okay. And if you flip it over to the backside here, there you go. You see that you have the Marvel Legends series, multiple figures up top flying, and multiple figures here and here. But mainly looking at the figure with the damaged head, you see the fire effects, and you see the other characters there. And at the bottom, if you notice, here is the figure, and there is the rest of them. So I guess the wave, when you have this figure and all the other figures, I guess that completes the collection. That's what I'm assuming, right? The collection there. So I'm not quite sure if that's the collection, but that's what it looks like. So the packaging itself is okay, very large. You do have logo there, and you do have something on the bottom there. There goes your barcode. That's about it. Nothing too crazy there, but a big old box. And that'll do it for the packaging. So this is how it comes boxed up. It's okay. I mean, it's stuffed in this kind of cardboardish box, and then you can see everything's in plastic, like the flame effects here. You have some effects here, damaged face, helmet, and the figure itself there. So it's okay, not too impressive, but that's how they have it in the package. Just want to show you what that looks like once you take it out the sleeve. There you go. Okay, so let's scale them up so you get an idea what it looks like when they are scaled up with the figures. There you see the Sentinel. Let's go ahead and put Gambit in the mix. There he is. Throwing Beast, right? What are they looking at? And of course, can't go wrong with Wolverine. Wow, he's such a small guy. But see, you get the idea. You see how they look. So that's why when I say that the scale looks good, especially Wolverine's so small, I can see him just coming up the leg, tearing it up, taking the head off. That's Wolverine. So when I look at this scale, to me, it looks really good on the scale size, right? So you get the idea. Okay. So let's take a look at the accessories. You'll be getting 2 of the flame effects. One's going to be shorter than the other. You have a long one and a short one. Then you'll get blast effects. You'll get 2 of each. You'll get 2 big blast effects. Then you'll get 2 smaller blast effects. Then you'll also get a damaged faceplate. You'll get 2 reactors, one that's a cover and one that is broken, destroyed. And you'll get a destroyed helmet. And that'll be it for the accessories. So let's take a look at the faceplate first. You see the alternate faceplate. It fits on pretty snug. There it is. So let's take a look at it up close. And there you have it. You have your faceplate, right? There you go. Not too bad. Flesh tore up, black. Eyes are not beady. No ladder in the mouth. You can see all the stuff in the mouth as well. If you look, let me get this going here. My lighting just does not want to act right today. Okay, you see that? Got the wires in the mouth. Not too bad. There you go. And I think it just snaps on fairly easy. But there you have it. Destroyed face. Okay. So let's look at the destroyed helmet. There it is. You see the helmet on him now. There is your destroyed helmet. Right? Pretty nice looking for a destroyed helmet. You get a crack in it, but this looks pretty good. It needs to be some brush. Put some black wash on there. Make it look like it's been in some battle. Oh, there you go. There's some. Okay. There it is. Damaged helmet. All right. Okay. So let's take a look at the reactors. You see the one on his chest? Let's take a look at the one that's just a cover, pretty much. It's a cover. So let's look at that. There you go. Nothing to it. There goes your lines. That's it. Pretty basic. Snap it on. Covers the reactor, right? covers that reactor. There you go. Let's look at the reactor that is destroyed. You see it there? Oh yeah. You see the wire sticking out. It's in snug, and here it is. There you go. Pretty basic. And you see the wires there. It doesn't look that bad. Actually, the paint's good with the blue and red with the grooves. I like that. Then you have some of this burnt effect, destroy effect, which should be on that helmet. I would assume it should have been on the destroyed helmet, but there you go. It looks decent. There you go. All right. Okay, so let's look at the flame effects. Here's the one. You see how you got one that's long and the other one that's short. You see that? Here is the long one. We've seen this before. This is just a gigantic Iron Man. You know it. You know it is. This is Iron Man stuff. They just blew it up. There it is. And here's the smaller one. That's it. Translucent plastic. Put some lighting to it. Bring to life. All right. Okay. So let's look at the effects that come with the flame effects. I'll hold the two that come with it. You get two of the same thing. So you'll get two of these. There you go. Comes with the hand. Right? There you go. Translucent plastic. Then you get one of these and you just put them together. Right? And then you put your flame effect in it. And there you have it. Blast effect. Nice. Okay. There you go. And that's going to do it for the accessories. Okay, so let's check out the points of articulation, the POA. Right, so we see the figure here standing. He stands well just because those feet, but it can be very awkward with the feet because they click. Everything clicks really well, but if you don't have them clicked in right positions, he will be awkward and he will fall. So watch that. Okay, so let's start with the head. We'll go up close because he's just such a big figure. Okay, there we are. So the head movements, they're pretty decent. I mean, they're on this ball and socket, so they rotate. The neck even pins back just a bit and forward, if you can see there. It comes back, comes in, you have a little plate, you pull it out some, just to get those movements in the head correctly like the robot. So that's not bad. He doesn't need much as a robot, but you're getting a lot of attention there. So that's good on the head movements, right? Looking up may not be as great, but what you really need is the down look and his hand being up because he shoots his hand when he's looking down. So that's going to be perfect for posing. Okay, so not bad there. You do have the loud noises. So it's going to be your basic, you know, ball and socket, latch system, but these click and make a lot of noise. Even rotating your bicep. I mean, that's into the shoulder there. That's clicky, huh? And then your rotations in this, you do have bicep rotations there. That doesn't make all that, well, I don't hear it. That's just inside the shoulder. Wow, that's a lot of noise. And then you do have your regular latch in the elbow, right? Of course, it's not double jointed. And then that's going to be the same on both sides, right? Of course. Okay, so here you do have the rotations by the lower sternum. Well, which is really like because his belt's like Santa Claus. It's way high. His waist is here. That's his stomach. So you do have rotations there. You don't have any other rotations anywhere else. And we do have them noises here. I don't know what kind of joints those are, but they click. They click, right? Also, you do have your thigh swivel. That's iconic for Hasbro. And you have your knees. They've been pretty decent for this size figure. Very ugly though, wow. Okay, and then your feet, they latch up pretty decent. I mean, that's as far as you're gonna go in. I mean, you can force it, but I don't think you wanna do that. Let me see here. Yeah, you don't wanna force it. You can force it up in a little more, but I don't think that's a good thing to do. I don't think you need it. You might, just depend on how you wanna pose it. Okay, so let's take a look at the hands because I just wanna show you these hands, how they are. If you look at the hands really closely, which I like about them, this is what I like. I like the fact that, let's see here. I like the fact that each of them have their own little hinge here in the fingers. That way you can put the fingers and position them just the way you like, holding another figure or whatnot. But you can see that is pretty cool, right? And there's your spot to put your effect. And they also have latches of their own, right? And they rotate. So that's it in a nutshell. Not much to the figure in articulation. I mean, it never really was and it never should be. But you see it there. It looks pretty decent, and that will do it for the articulation. Okay, for my pros and cons, my cons are, I don't think it comes with enough accessories, or it needs an extra head scope and maybe a couple more accessories, like the flame effect for the feet and the hands at the same time. That's my only cons, but the pros are, I think the figure size is good. I think the coloring is good. The paint scheme, I do think the accessories are good. The articulation is basic, so it's not supposed to be out of this world anyway, because he's just a Sentinel. So I think that the figure should get a 6 out of 10. Let me know what your thoughts are. And you guessed it, you can get it at HasbroPulse.com. Just check out HasbroPulse.com. So what are you waiting for? Check them out. And this brings us to the end of our video. If you found the video informational, or you just simply enjoyed watching, please hit the like, comment, share, and subscribe button. And as always, this has been another toy review. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.